Yo, yo, yo. This is gonna be a special live stream, man. I'm just making the thumbnail real quick. Yeah, but this is gonna be titled 10 million men have given up on work. It's really more than that from what I heard. Cause I deleted in what's going on with the TSA not working, man. It's causing a really big shortage. I'm gonna get into it. Y'all just bear with me though if you're checking. Give me a moment to make the thumbnail and I'm about to cook, man. I'm about to cook. Yeah, should be very funny, man. Today's stream gonna be very hilarious. Don't mind me. Let me make this thumbnail real quick. This topic is so funny too, cause they're really stressing out. They don't know what to do without freaking can't even board. Can't even get to where you need to go because men are clogging up the zones. They're like, man, we're not going to work, man. I'm letting people know we're going live. Yep, give me one moment while I invite everybody. Y'all gonna have to bear with me while I invite people. But yeah, man, we are about to cook today and tell you why 10 million plus men have quit their job. 10 million plus men have given up on society. They don't want to work. They don't want to date. They don't want to play around. This is going to do to society, man, because I just can't wait to see this place crumble. It's going to crumble big time. People are like, oh, Monster, well, if it's going to crumble, you're going to crumble too. I don't. This world needs a reset. If it takes me to go to the bottom just to see this world collapse, I'm gonna be laughing, man. That shit not gonna bother me at not one bit. See, the difference between me and y'all is I don't care about money. I don't have no kids. I don't have no concerns over it. Nope. Don't care. And it's just not gonna work out for society, bro. They're cooked. Society is cooked because they didn't want to respect men. They didn't want to give men what they deserved. They wanted to play games with men and have stood up, and now they're not going to work. And what is that doing for society? Crumbling it. Crumble, crumble, crumble. It's going to the end. Nobody wants to work anymore. And now they're screaming at men to come back to work, saying they're gonna give them some bucks. But we know that's a lie. We know that's a lie. These people are cooked. And I'm about to get into it, man. Just give me a moment while I invite everybody and let everybody to pull up while we get this live on and popping. We're gonna have a watch party, man. We're gonna have a good watch party. Ten million plus men have 10 million plus men, bro. Can y'all believe it? Something people can't. Let's go ahead and get into the video, man.
That is ancient history. But what isn't ignored is what has been left behind. There are now over 10 million people, mostly men in America, who are not working, not studying, and not institutionalized. They are just doing nothing. COVID accelerated this trend, but it's been going on for decades. In the 1960s, about 0.1% of American men have given up on work to come back single month. So why are so many people giving up so consistently? And more importantly, how are these people surviving without a just economy?
Mississippi's labor participation rate was nearly 54%, while the national rate was over 62%.
Yo, they're so pissed. They're literally pissed. They guys don't want to work no more, man. This society is mad now because they can't get men to work. Well, boo-hoo, go cry a river. Guys, let me make sure that my audio is okay. One moment. All right, we should be good.
Websites.
It's been over 1,000 combined.
They're not working and they're not looking for a job, and those are the folks who we have to get for market.
Why aren't some Americans getting back to work? It's the million-dollar question.
There are a lot of reasons why someone might not participate in the labor force.
He looks like Jake Paul eating chips. He looks like Jake Paul eating chips, bro. I'll tell you, brother. This shit is hilarious. Look at Jake Paul eating chips, man. He looks like Jake eating chips on his behind, man. And this is just what y'all. This is what y'all get, man. Cause y'all try to play with men's feelings. Y'all try to play with men. Now they don't go to work, and now they complain. Now they're complaining, man. This is so fucking hilarious, man. I tell you, I'm crying laughing. Oh my god. I never thought it would go this far, bruh. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't think guys would quit work and quit everything and just stop going to work and showing up. But dude, they don't give a flying French toast no more. They don't give a toast behind no more, man. They're done. This is crazy. He's sitting on his behind eating chips, man. And that's what most guys are doing now. Because they're like, what is the point? They're not getting box for this. They're not getting any box for working. Meanwhile, I'm not gonna say who. You got all these other cats, these poor ass motherfuckers, getting paid with box. You got poor niggas getting more box than dudes that work hard. You have lazy bums getting more PY or coochie than the dude that works hard, than the dude that's good. You got right now in the United States, bro. You got guys who work hard, be nice, follow the rules, do everything right, and they still get SHIT'd on. Make that make any sense? Because from what I'm hearing, they're not even paying these TSA workers right now. They're not even paying these TSA workers right now. And I'm so kicked back and I'm so lazy. I'm not even going to change the name of my video to what it really should, because I'm really talking about what's going on at the airport today. Look it up. Today is 23/20/26. And guys don't want to work no more, man. That's what you guys get. That's what society gets. Because you guys tried to SHIT on men, and now men are standing to y'all, and men don't want for it, bro. It's what it is. What are you gonna do? Force them to work? Get the hell out of here, man.
They might have retired. They might be still studying for qualifications. There might be people who are to work, stay-at-home spouses, members of the military who are clearly don't officially count as the labor force. And then, of course, there are just really rich people who don't to maintain their lifestyle. These groups have always existed. But there is a new group alongside them, which are people who have just given up. The fastest growing group of these labor force dropouts have been men between the ages of 25 and 55. Men in this age range would typically be in the prime of their careers, but more and more not working at all. Now, some of this can simply be explained between the ages of 25 and 55. This age range would typically be in the prime of their careers, but them are not working.
Look at him. Look at him stacking the meat. Look at him stacking the meat, bro. He's stacking the meat like a little worker. The little worker he is. And he ain't gonna get no box for stacking this meat up. He ain't gonna get nothing for this. All he's gonna do is get played. People gonna make fun of him. People gonna say, oh, you're a meat stalker. He's a meat stacker. He's a meat stacker, bro. And you think society's gonna give him? You think society's gonna give him praise? He's not gonna get any box for stacking his meat. They literally laughing at him in his white jacket with his hat on, looking like a fool, stacking meat. And he's in his 60s. He should have been retired already. Come on, man. Wake up. None of this stuff is going to get any better. It's just going to continue to get worse. And I'm going to laugh. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to laugh, bro. I don't need society. I'm done. I figured it out. I'm not scared to die. You ninjas, you people out here, y'all are scared. I'm not scared to die. I can go anytime, any day, any place. That's why y'all go to work, and that's why I don't. Because I don't want to perish. I don't care if my stomach touches the back of my back and I pass away. I don't care. Is what it is. I'd rather be homeless than work for this society ever again. I promise you. Y'all did men so dirty. Y'all did men so wrong that guys don't even want to go no more. They don't even want to stack meat on the dang field no more. They don't want to put meat up. Hey, Strictly, I'm going to go ahead and make you a moderator on my channel. There we go. I made you a moderator on my channel. So, guys, we're going to continue. Let's continue.
Working at all. Now, some of this can simply be explained by the fact that more women have entered the workforce. In fact, up until 2008, women were entering the workforce almost as quickly as men were leaving it. Some men just took on domestic roles as stay-at-home husbands while their wives or partners focused on their careers instead. According to Pew Research, young women are now earning significantly more than young men in most major cities in America. Young women are graduating college at higher rates than men. So it makes sense that
Whose fault is it always, man? Dang, bro, I keep hearing this. Keep hearing this status, guys. I'm trying to get rid of it. 1 second. Let's see if
significantly more than young men in most major cities in America. Young women are also graduating college at higher rates than men.
But like I said, it always goes back to women. It always goes back to what these women are doing. It always goes back to the fact that women ruin society. They're the one that ruined the society. And men are not to be blamed. Men should not be blamed for this foolery, bro. But here we go, blaming men for the simple fact that men didn't even ruin the society. They're not the ones that caused this problem. It was women were the one that stepped up and did foolishness and wanted to go to college, wanted to do this, kicking men out of college. Title IX. So yeah, this society is finished, man. It's done. And guys are not coming back. They're not gonna come back to work. They're not gonna do anything better. Nope. It's done. It's finished. Finito.
It makes sense that a growing group of men are tossing aside typical gender roles and doing work doesn't get counted as typical employment. If this were the whole story, there would be absolutely nothing wrong with this. But let's be honest. Having a stay-at-home parent, no matter what gender they are, is a luxury that most people simply cannot afford. forward in the modern age. Young people who are the fastest growing group of labor force dropouts. There is something more going on here. Nicholas Eberstadt is a political economist who published the book Men Without Work, which tracked the trend of working age men simply giving up on work and largely removing themselves from society in the process. His book, which was first published in 2016, lines up perfectly with a 2022 study on the issue conducted by the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston, which found that men without a college degree, in particular, opting out of work because their earnings power was significantly.
Bro, these stupid arguments saying that guys are dropping out because they don't have a degree and this and that, bro. It's not because of that. It's because they don't get any box, bro. It's because women don't respect them. It's because women don't give them the time of day. It's because women have destroyed society and they make men look like fools. That's the real reason why this stuff is happening. They need to stop with these dumb imbeciles saying that because men don't have a degree, they are leaving society. That is not why. They are not leaving society because of that. They are leaving society because of the simple fact the women don't respect them here, buddy. It doesn't matter your race, it doesn't matter your age. The women don't respect you here because they don't have a reason to. There's if you look at the laws here in this country, you can clearly see that men are at a disadvantage. It's so easy to see. It's so simple to see that men are disadvantaged in certain places, bro. Because I'm not just talking about the states. I'm not just talking about one place. I'm just talking about in general. If these laws, if we have these type of things going on in the world, then of course men are not going to good in society, and they're not going to want to work, they're not going to want to date, they're not going to want to approach, they're not going to want to deal with women. And that's what we're seeing here. That's what we're having here.
Lower than their peers who did have a 4-year degree. That's not unusual because college-educated people should expect to earn more than non-college educated workers on average. But the finding found that the gap between the two groups had widened significantly, especially amongst college-educated versus non-college educated men. Now, this was particularly surprising to the researchers because it would actually make more sense that higher-income workers would drop out of the labor force because if they have a lot of money, they have a better chance of marrying a higher earning spouse or just saving up more money for an early retirement. Instead, they found the opposite.
Cricket 5G speeds, but ping pong.
We're looking for adults 45 and under to be in our HPV. Sound like you?
Not me. The interrelationship.
The group that earned less were more likely to drop out. And yes, before you ask, the study did account for the fact that people not working won't be making an income, so they would automatically be in the non-working low-income group. Now, since men are now overrepresented in non-college graduates, they were the largest group of people giving up on work. But even
so, strictly says a man that doesn't work don't eat. Hey, I beg to differ, man. A lot of guys can work and live with their hands, man. Guys are smart. They always come out and conquer society at the end. Remember that.
Even though it's tempting to make this an entirely gender-specific issue, and to be honest, it would make for a more engaging YouTube video, there are some bigger forces at play here. The reason that people with lower incomes were dropping out was simply because they had less to lose and more to gain. Most unskilled jobs cannot buy you a comfortable lifestyle, basically, in America anymore. And as more people tie their identity and
yeah, that's another thing. They are paying jack crap. I hear it right now. They're not even paying TSA. And then they're wondering, why the TSA workers don't want to show up? You're not giving them crap. You're giving them 2 pennies to rub together, and you're thinking they're supposed to come and work for 12 hours. You done lost your monkey mind. But what can I say? A lot of these people, they have lost their mind. Like they're giving people coins, man. They're not giving them nothing, and they think that guys just supposed to work and be a slave. No, bro, they're not going for it no more.
social status to their work and income, it's become much harder to accept unglamorous.
Yeah, no social status, no box, no money. You ain't gonna see guys there, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm still weak off of the dude stacking and that dude eating chips looking like Jake Paul. He over there sitting looking like Jake Paul, man.
Services. If you were given two options, honestly consider which one you would choose. You could scrape by working a few minimum wage jobs where on your feet with customers and managers all day. A job where you are advanced too far without a degree, and you won't have much time or energy left at the end of the day to pursue side projects. You might also be working a job that you aren't exactly proud to share with your friends, family, or romantic interests. The other option is that you could scrape by on whatever government programs or family support you could find. Maybe work on some side projects in your spare time, or just fill your day with low-cost recreation like playing video games. I would like to think
Yeah, games is a good waste of time. When you play video games, you don't worry about having a job. You don't care about what's going on outside in the world. You just don't care. So, yeah, kudos to those guys that's playing video games, chilling, and just worrying about themselves because they're the ones that's making the smart decision. They're not getting used and abused by a society that hates them.
appreciate the value of a hard day's work, but I have always had the luxury of a prestigious career and successful business. Given these specific options, how would you choose to spend your day? If enough, go ahead and share it in the comments below, so people on the internet can call you a bootlicker or a lazy zoomer respectively. Now, the second option also has the advantage that if someone asks you what you do for work, you can just tell them that you are working on a new business or taking some time off. The Fed study found that this was one of the biggest reasons people didn't want to take on jobs that they thought were beneath them. Now, no matter what side of the fence you are on,
You ever see these guys that have these good jobs and they think that they're better than you? Like, nobody cares, dude. I can buy an Apple Watch too. I can put on a suit too. And when more men think like that and just say, you know what, I don't need a job to feel good. I don't need to work in a society to make me feel good. I could do it by myself. When you start having the CEO mindset, you change everything that goes on. See, I've been adopted that CEO mindset since a jit. I don't need you. I can make my own way. And if I have to die for what I believe in, then so be it. I'll die. If I become if like where I'll need a job, okay, well then guess what? I would just either work no time, work part time, or just not work at all. And if you don't work at all, then guess what? You might not live because you need money to live in a society. You need money to live in the society. So if it gets that bad, most of these men are just not going to be here. And I'm trying to stay YouTube compliant, so I can't really go into details. But yeah, they're going to press Control or Delete.
this issue affects us all. These millions of people are out of work at the same time as we have major issues with worker shortages in our most important industries. And this trend is only going to get worse unless something changes. So it's time to learn how money works to find out how these people are surviving without work and what it means for the rest of the workforce if they never come back. This week's video is sponsored by Brilliant. Brilliant is an interactive learning platform that turns complex topics into engaging understand lessons. Whether you're interested in math, data analysis, programming, or AI,
What are you doing?
Skip
Working
ahead,
on my
yo.
speech. Incredible chemistry that's just...
Yeah, no,
it's perfect for anyone to enhance their critical thinking and data interpretation skills. I've personally found this course invaluable. It breaks down challenging concepts into bite-sized lessons, making it easy to follow and apply in everyday situations. Plus, learning through interactive exercises is so much more effective than traditional methods. What I love about Brilliant, seamlessly it fits into your daily routine. You can minutes a day on computers. Eberst's research really retire that made a lot of money at a young age, most and are not looking for work are living extremely basic lives. Eberstadt's research went beyond the broader demographic studies and focused a lot on trying to figure out what we're actually doing with their time.
Strictly says here, as a man, you have to handle your responsibility. That's definitely true. 100%. 100%. Guys have to. 100%.
Now, the next few minutes are going to contain some hard to swallow pills. And even though Eberstadt is sometimes a bit direct with the way he lays out the facts, his research and his recommendations address some of the most important issues in society. He found through national surveys that the average man not in work or looking for work was basically doing what you might expect. They were sitting at home, spending a majority of time behind a screen. Most of them contribute very little to looking after other members of a household, and they were underrepresented in other civic activities like volunteering, even though they had more free time than their peers who worked or studied.
Why would guys volunteer, bro? You see this stupidity? This is me. That's most guys today that don't want to work, that don't want to do anything for society. They hate them. They just relax. They play the game. They watch TV. They play video games. They relax. They don't deal with these dumb, idiotic problems. Guys don't want to do any of this no more. They'll let everything pile up. They don't want to do with it. They don't want to hang with you. They don't want to be at work. They don't want to clock in. They don't want to hear Maria at the job. They don't want to deal with this stupidity. So yeah, guys are quitting work. More than 10 million. They're talking about 10 million. I promise you it's really like 30 million. Look going on in the TSA lines. The TSA lines is backed up right now. As of 3/23/2026, the TSA lines are backed up and people cannot move forward to work. People cannot move forward to get to their job. People cannot move forward to get to wherever they're trying to go. People cannot move forward to get to their vacation. People cannot move forward to just do what they need to do in a regular day at the port. This is a clear indication that men have given up and society is crumbling, bro. And it's only going to get worse from here. We haven't even seen the really, really bad parts of it. We're just getting a taste.
Contribute very little to looking after other members of a household, and they were underrepresented in other civic activities like volunteering, even though they had more free time than their peers who worked or studied. He also poked holes in the idea that a lot of these men had just become stay-at-home spouses taking care of chores to support their working partner, a role typically performed by women. Unfortunately, according to the federal survey data he collated, the average labor force dropout spent an equal amount of time on household care as the average employed woman, and 5 minutes less per day than the average unemployed man, who would theoretically be spending at least some of their time looking for a new job. What they spent their time on was leisure activities and sleeping. The average person who had dropped out of the labor force was also far less likely to have children or a partner, and Eberstadt theorized that there were two reasons for this. The first reason was that children, dating, and a family life are expensive commitments that people trying to get by without a job just simply wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, bro. Guys not having kids. I made my decision yesterday that I never want kids. Having kids in this world is a foolish decision. It's the worst decision you could ever make. It's the most disrespectful, idiotic, bad, and selfish decision you could ever make, man. And after I get off stream, after an hour, I'm going to go enjoy my life. I'm going to probably just hang out and do nothing. Because I don't have no kids, I don't have a wife, and I don't want one. And I'm never going to have one. Unless I get some real changes or get some really, really good box, it's not happening, y'all. And that doesn't seem like that's happening anytime soon, so oh well.
To afford. The second reason was that people with a family to support were inherently more motivated to go out and provide, even if it meant working a job that a single person wouldn't. Of course, this is a large sample size, and there are plenty of people with children who don't work and plenty of couples totally outside of the labor force as well. But even without these typical responsibilities, daily life is still very expensive. Government benefits people out of work really only extend to those people who are either actively seeking work or cannot work because of an illness or disability. The exact makeup of these assistance programs varies state to state. And of course, outside of America, different countries have different levels of social welfare. But America is where this trend has been most pronounced, and it's also where a bulk of the research on this trend has been done. So as anybody who has ever tried to apply for government welfare in America will tell you, proof to qualify for these payments can be exceptionally high, with the only real exception being COVID-era stimulus, where arguably the burden of proof for payments was too low. Saying you need unemployment payments because you would prefer to stay at home all day sleeping and playing Fortnite is...
Look at this dude right here. He's playing Roblox, man. His hair nappy. He ain't got nothing else going on better. He got his headset on. He's chilling. He's not caring about what's going on anymore, man. He's checked out. He's what we call checked out of society. And good for him. He should be checked out.
Isn't going to fly with Uncle Sam. What Eberstadt did find, though, was that it had become much easier for people to qualify for disability payments, which in most circumstances do not require recipients to be actively looking for work to maintain their payments. In his own book, how difficult it was to find consistency on all of the government programs that might be available to these people. And of course, needlessly pointing the finger at assistance to society's most vulnerable people is not the point here. What is, though, is that according to data from the Department of Social Security, annual disability insurance payments to all other major programs. They provide the data as a table, but here is a nice visual line chart. Dr. Dwight R. Lee, an economist, also proposed that Eberstadt overlooked was that a lot of these men were working. They were just doing it in the underground economy, which was estimated to be contributing about $2 trillion, or about 12% of US GDP. This could include these people doing anything from working informal cash jobs to skirt tax and minimum wage.
I promise you, guys are not working trade jobs. That's actually the worst identification so far in this video, because I can tell you right now, guys are not working trade jobs. They don't want to work trade jobs. They don't want to do hard labor. They don't want to do labor at all. So what makes you think they want to do a trade job? Hold on, guys. I'm about to sit up.
Laws to outright illegal.
Talking about guys don't want to work. Guys don't want to work no more. What type of foolishness is
Operations like shoplifting or selling drugs. So the work of these researchers paints an image of this growing group of individuals mooching off friends, family, and the government, while wasting their days away playing video games or being an overall burden on society. It's not exactly flattering, but to be fair, there are certainly people living these lives, and with nationwide...
Yeah, I remember when I was annoying somebody and they were like, "You don't have a job, the monster. Why don't you work? Why don't you get a job?" And I'm like, maybe because I don't want one. I don't want to be a slave like you to society. Maybe that's why. I mean, how hard is it to understand? And maybe some people just have a lot of time on their hands. Maybe some people just want, maybe some people just want to chill. It's just that simple, bro. Some people are cool with just chilling out at home. Some people are cool with just having the video game. Some people are just cool with not wanting to work a 9 to 5 and not being everybody's face in the morning and not dealing with a bunch of BS and just getting lied to all the time. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's most people. They're getting lied to at work. They're getting lied to at the job. They're getting lied to daily. So it's bad business.
or even global demographic trends like this, broad strokes need to be made.
And Strictly says never say never. But I told Strictly that I gotta say no to that. Because as a man, I feel like, in my opinion, if you know what you want to do, then that's what you're gonna do. You're not gonna do more than that. You know, I can't force a grown man to do something he don't want to do. So if a grown man says they never want to have a kid or they're never gonna get married, I have to believe him because he's a grown man. He can say whatever he want. But look at her. She's over here telling y'all need to go back to work and there's a worker shortage because she wants you to go to work because she wants it off your hard work. Foolery. That's why I can't wait to go to the strip club. And if I don't get any love, man, them bitches not getting $1. They're not getting $1. I'm not giving $1 out. I promise you, bro. And y'all will know I'm gonna go live and talk and do what I gotta do. But if it doesn't work out, man, I can only pray, man. I can only pray that this world gets better because it doesn't seem like it's gonna get any better, bro. You got chicks that's wanting hundreds and thousands of dollars for nothing, for simple dates. Hold on, guys. Let me use the restroom real quick. They want hundreds of thousands of dollars for simply nothing, bro. And they think guys are gonna put up with this. No.
Made. The researchers studying this are actually highly sympathetic to the situation of these people, and they seem motivated to actually fix the cause of these problems. I will of course be leaving a link to the full book in the video description if you want to read it yourself, as well as some great interviews these men have done that lets them articulate their grim feelings in a way that's a bit more human. The reality is that I can personally see if just a few things went differently in my own life, I could have easily fallen into the same comfortable trap. Most of you could have too, whether you realize it or not. But this still doesn't answer the most important question. Why is this becoming more common? Most people, if given the choice, would prefer a nice stable job with an income that could provide a standard of living beyond basic survival. But yet, more and more people are dropping out of even trying to look for a job every single year. There is
Oh man. And you see, this is what society gets when they act like they don't care about men. You got men looking over a bridge. Look at him. He's contemplating. He's contemplating over that bridge, bro. He's like, man, I'm sick and tired of work, man. I'm ready to crash out. Yo, bro. This ain't even funny, but it's funny, bro. This ain't even funny, but it's funny, bro. All because Dudes want to go to works that they can't get. This is what we have. Because guys wanted to quit their job because they get no love and affection at home. And now we see why this happens. Now we see why this goes down. It makes too much sense. It makes too much logical sense. And more guys are going to go ahead and take this route because they don't want to put up with it no more. They don't want to deal with it no more. They don't the issues anymore. So of course, guys are done. Guys, I think in my opinion, more men should pack it up. They should stop trying. They should give up and just let it be. Because women are not going to change. Yesterday isn't going to change. Tomorrow isn't going to change. And the day after that is not going to change, bro. Feminism is still going to destroy everything. Men are still not going to go to work. Men are going to go ahead and get a nap in and be done with society. So I'm going to go ahead and end it right there, man. Y'all let me know in the comments if y'all think men are wrong. This dude's face is killing me, bro. His face is killing me. This is just hilarious, man. It was a great stream. I will talk to y'all later. It's your boy D Monster, man. It was a good stream. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. If you made it this far and you liked what you seen and you like what you heard, man, go ahead and subscribe to me because I'll be going live at least 1 hour a day. Ain't gonna say when. It's kind of just random. It's whenever I feel like it. You know what I'm saying? I do whatever I want, whenever I want. I'm not gonna do something on a specific time because, you know, I do whatever I want, whenever I want. So, but it should be one time, at least one time a day, an hour. So I'll talk to y'all later, man. I'll see y'all. It's your boy D Monster. Peace out.